Good morning, class! Kamusta naman mo, no? Kailan naman suro mo na ako? Maybe nakita na ko ninyo sa department during the katong nag-release og libro na. So, kailan na gid mo na ako. So, our topic to discuss this morning is about the chapter 1, the police organization. But I have given the coverage for the prelim na nakabutang dito ang introduction. So the introduction talks about again the police organization. So wala na nako siya gigaman og PowerPoint. It's because mabasa raman siya and puro lang siya definition of the word. So 'di ba, tungod kay first year man mo, you are very thrilled to know what is criminology all about. What can criminologists contribute in the prevention of crime, in reducing the crime. So later on, when you reach fourth year or when you graduate, you will realize that again, criminologists, if you pass the board exam, you are very helpful in reducing the crime. And mostly, criminologist is under the research department. So, ang ato ang mga frontliners, no, the upper hand of the criminology, di ba? Mostly, if mangutana sila, unsay kurso nimo doy? Criminology, ma'am. Ay, criminology te. Ganahan magpulis. So, dili lang kay, so, ang criminology, mo enroll ka, dili lang kay, police ang imong sudlan. Naasad tay laing options. You would want to be part in the Bureau of Fire Protection, kanang ato mga bumbiro, kanato ang BGMP, or kanang naa sa prisuhan bitaw sila ang magbantay. Lahi sad ng jail officers. BGMP is again under the tribe bureaus. You would want to be part of the PDEA or the about sa drugs. Crime lab specialist, kanang ato ang mga Soko team. So pwede na siya, there are many options ug moingon ka nga you are a criminology passer, or you can be a part like us, an instructor or a teacher. So ingana gid ka nice daghang field or daghang tag options kung moingon tag nakagraduate ta og criminology. Not just nakagraduate, but to pass the board examination. Kinaamyo tayo board examination. So, now let's move to our topic. So, kaning gitawag na to og police organization. So, by the way, what do you think is an organization? So, when organization, it talks about the people you belong to. Kung asa ka na organize. Para nang moingon mo nga, apil ko ma'am sa SK Kabataan. So, SK Kabataan, that is already an organization. Ma'am, apil ko sa amuang PYM. So, organization na ay nag-handle, na ay nagdalaan na sa isa ka organization. Bali natin gitawag og head and you are the members. So, mo na ang gitawag na to og police organization. Police organization also has the head. So, kana ato ang si Director of the PNP mo na nagdala sa tibuok organization sa PNP, and the rest kanang gi-divide by operations, and the rest nga gipang divide ang ilahang trabaho. So that is an organization. Now let's go with so again ha, ang akong naa sa introduction sa inyong book, wala na ko gi-appel. It's because it's only a definition. And ako naman na siyang gipa-define ninyo. And I hope nabasa ninyo og inyong gi-ansiran heartily. Diba? Now, let's go with the chapter 1. Chapter 1 talks about so these are the objectives after you listen or you read or you see the PowerPoint presentation. At the end of the lesson, the students must have first learned the history of police force. So, learn the history. Syempre, dili magyud na siya ditso muabot ang police without the evolution of history. So mag-una na siya, asa siya nag-una, asa siya mostly country na develop. So nga na. Next is the breakdown the history of policing in the Philippines. So mag-breakdown na to gikan sa panahon sa mga Spaniards, sa mga Amerikano, pag-abot sa atong mga mga former presidents. Last, revise the early evolution of policing up to the professionalization of police service and appraise the importance of police organization. So after the presentation, ma-appraise ninyo, makita ninyo nga important da ay nga part ka sa police organization. Next, so let's go with the history. Police comes from the Latin word politia, meaning a civil organization, which derives from the ancient Greek word polis, which means the city. So the term police refer to a body of civil servant tasked to maintain peace and order, enforce the law, protect lives and properties, and ensure public safety. So again, our task or the task of the police officer is to ensure public safety. Last year, di na ako makalimtan nga. Nangutana ko sa ako ang mga students, kaya napaman to face-to-face. Why did you choose criminology as your course in college? Yan na siya. Ma'am, nag-criminology ko ma'am, kay ganahan ko mupatay og tao, kay daghan manggong nagbinuang sa amua. Yan, uso po na siya karon ma'am, sig patay-patay. Again, that is not the goal nga mukuha ta og criminology. Our goal is to help enforce the law, maintain peace and order, and you should protect lives and property. So, ang ato adjong number 1 role is to ensure public safety. So, they are also regarded as the initiators of the criminal justice system. The police are the society's first line of defense against crime and criminality. So, sa criminal justice system, the police will be the first line of defense. Nganong gitawag man siya og first line of defense? Because the police officers are going to arrest those perpetrators. Kinsa man ang perpetrators mo na gitawag og mga kriminal, suspect, nakasala sa balaod. So, kinsa may muuna og responde, di ba ang police officers? So, they are called the initiators mean the first to initiate or the first nga musugod sa criminal justice system. So, as an overview, criminal justice system has 5 pillars. So, unsa man tong para lang sa overview, 5 pillars talks about the police, the prosecution, the court, the correction, and the community. So sa 5 pillars, ang police gid ang una mo initiate sa criminal justice system. So police are agents or agencies authorized to use force and other forms of coercion and legal means to effect public and social order. Sorry, nasayop na siya, nahimong pubic na unsa na. Public and social order. Namsad sa yung book. Sayop yun siya, no? That's technical error. So, force and other forms of coercion. So, si police lang ang naay authority. Any legal means to effect public order. So, within legal means, siguro during the arrest, ang ato ang suspect ni sukol or ni resist sa arrest, di siya gusto magpara-aresto. So, the police officer has the right to, unsa man, to, say for example, iyang kanang naa siya right ng iyang pusasan. Tungod kay ni-resist man siya sa arrest. But again, police officers, because the criminals or the suspect has still the right, tungod kay wala pa man na-prove ang ilahang, na-prove sila nga guilty, so dapat ang police officers should, during their arrest, ilag yung istorya ang Miranda rights. So, Miranda rights, katong the right to remain silent, the right to have an attorney, a competent attorney. If wala kay attorney, the government will provide. So, dapat istorya gyapon na siya sa police officer. Kung dili na mastorya sa police officers, walay mahitabo nga or lapses na siya sa side sa police officer. Ang police officer, kabalo na siya ana. Istoryaan ka any form of dialect na imong nahibaw-an. Kung Bisaya, Bisaya. Kung in English, in English. Kung Tagalog, Tagalog. Ana ha. Next, the term is most regularly associated with police departments of a state that are empowered to exercise the police power of that state within a defined legal or territorial area of responsibility. So, kanang gitawag na to, ang police station sa Lila, og mo responde sila sa Lila, ilaha ra ginang jurisdiction ng tibuok Lila. Jurisdiction means the area of responsibility. So, police or law enforcement is the agency of a community. Unsa na nabalik na sa kinunhan. So, police or law enforcement agent is the agency of a community or government that is responsible for maintaining public order and detecting crime. So, the basic police mission of preserving order by enforcing rules of conduct or laws was identical in Asian societies as it is in sophisticated urban environment. So, kanang atong police karon is the same it was before. So, the same pamaagi. Karon lang is na-organize siya. Before sa una, mura to siya mga trusted bitaw nga mga katawhan nga mooy mo enforce sa law. But wala gid sila murag na organize ba. Now let's go with the history of the police force. So the history of the police force have existed several thousand years with religious, political, or military police wielding power as early as the time of Babylon. Diba? Kaya baka naman tanang mga Babylon. Katong Babylon nga civilization. So, during the Babylon civilization, nauso na dito ang police force. So, early police were typically either military or semi-military organization. Diba? Sila tong mga sa una nagbebelon to nagdaog mga sibat. Ana. So, mga gitawag ato og mga Sparta bitaw. Kakita mo lang sa ha. So, kana sa military or semi-military ang mga police officers before. That evolved from the personal bodyguards or rulers and warlords or from community organizations in which citizens banded together for mutual protection. So, the duties of the military type of police consisted of keeping the public order and enforcing the religious or political mandates of those in power. So, ari na ta sa Rome. Ang Rome ang isa sa pinaka-establish ang police force before. Under Emperor Augustus had the earliest forms of organized policing. So, maingon ta og organized, unsa man na siya head valley. So, in 7 BC, what is BC? That is before Christ. Augustus divided Rome into 14 regions. It is called wards, each divided into vici or precincts. Precincts kanang atong mga gitawag ato og presinto. Overseen by Vico Magistri, responsible for fire protection among administrative and religious duties. So, nanay division of labor. So, na-divided na ang atoang role sa police force during the Emperor Augustus sa Roma. So, to further impose order on the often violent streets of his city of nearly 1 million, Augustus created 3 cohorts of police. Unsa man ang cohorts? A group of warriors or soldiers. Diba? Before, it's a semi-military or military form of organization. Police later on called the So Augustus created 3 cohorts of police, part of the army of the state, who were placed under the command of the urban prefect. These cohorts could in turn call upon the emperor's own bodyguard or muna gitawag na og Praetorian Guard. So on the later part of 13th century, the police as a structured municipal subdivision separate from the military began to exist. Military and semi-military police forces developed independently in many countries of the world. So again, the Rome has the most or had the most established organized policing. Next, in Japan, the shogun appointed other sword-carrying samurai, which is called the Yoriki and Doshin, to serve as a controlling police force. So kinsa man na si shogun, mao kintay na ang gitawag nila og ruler. Ruler of 17th century feudal system. Devised an elaborate police system in which each castle town had a military samurai warrior. So mo to siya ang isa sa policing sa Japan. Gitawag siya og Yoriki and Doshin. Next, in the early 1700s, the Russian Tsars established a police system called the dreaded Okranka. So diha pod na-develop na asay police force nga na-develop sa Russia. So after the Russian Revolution, this force gave rise to Lenin's powerful and highly organized Cheka, the political police that served as a model for Mussolini's Ovra and Hitler's Gestapo. So kanang mga police officer. So the other structure of early policing consisting of citizens banding together for mutual protection was best evidenced by the frank pledge system of early England. So was best evidenced by the frank pledge of England. So frank pledge system consisting of citizens banding together for mutual protection in early England. So this beginning in communal policing eventually led to the development of the Metropolitan Police Act and a British police system that served as the model for most modern police forces. So, ang atoang, di ba, ang atoang Britain, ang ilang tawag sa ilang PNP dito is the Box Command. So, Box Command, mao na siya dated during the early England. So, hangtod nga na-develop, kanang gitawag na to og before that was frank pledge system. And England is the model or was the model of the most modern police forces. So, mo na to ang history sa different countries nga na-develop ang police force. Next, ay napunta sa ato ang country, which is the Philippines. So, in the Philippines, the Spanish regime adopted a police system in which the maintenance of peace or an order as well as the enforcement of laws are an integral part of the military system for the defense of the colony. So, in the year 1712, the Carabineros de Seguridad Pública was organized as a mounted riflemen or cavalry whose duties expanded in 1781 as government custodian of the tobacco monopoly. So, Carabineros de Seguridad Pública. Diba nauso to katong mga magkabayo sa una? Kapag sakay og kabayo. Kanang mo nagtawag og mounted rifleman or cavalry. Unsa man ang cavalry, diba? Di ay. So, muna siya ang kanang magdala og kabayo nga murag nagdala og mga riflemen or rifle whose duties expanded in 1781 from a special commission as a government custodian of the tobacco monopoly. Next, in January 8, 1936, guerrilleros were established in each town, provided that 5% of able-bodied male inhabitants of each province was to be drafted in the police service for each 3-year tour of duty. So, unsa may mga trabaho anang guerrilleros? Again, by virtue of royal decree, the rural police known as the guerrilleros. Na-establish na siya in each town. Next, in February 12, 1852, kanang gitawag na to og Guardia Civil. Guardia Civil is still present in kanang gitawag na to og Intramuros. Diba? The people or the guards there are kanang nagsuot sila og bali porma sa una sa Guardia Civil, again to preserve our history. So, na sila'y dual nga function as a soldier and a policeman. So, kayo mo sa Guardia Civil, isa na sila tong mga in charge katong napriso sa Rizal. Itong mga gitawag nila og Guardia Civil, whose duties ranges from the suppression of brigandage by means of patrolling unsettled territories. Unsa man ang brigandage? Brigandage sa una gitawag na siya karon og highway robbery. Kanang mura naglakaw ka or nagsakay ka nya kalit ra kag tulison. Muna siya brigandage by means of patrolling unsettled territories. So uso na before ang patrolling. Unsa man ang patrolling? Kanang inyo bitong madunggan nga kanang inig kagabi curfew, nagpatrol na ang mga kapulisan, nagwangwang sa ilahang sakyanan, sa ilahang patrol car. That is part of patrolling. Police visibility in the area to deter the would-be criminals in committing crime, whose duty ranges from the detention of petty and local insurrection, the enforcement of tax collection, and was armed as the Spanish infantry to partially relieve the Spanish Peninsula troops. Kaning local insurrection, sila say under ana kintahay na ay mapriso. Katong mga Pinoy bitaw sa una gitawag og Indio, mapriso, maka-violate og law. They are also in charge of the insurrection sa ilahang sa panahon sa una. They are the Guardia Civil. So the establishment of the Guardia Civil gave the Spanish colonizers a tremendous control through a centralized police administration, which enabled the supreme head to determine the policies to be pursued in law enforcement and maintenance of peace and order. So again, how many years ganita nasakop sa Spaniards? So, we were colonized for about 333 years. So, na-adapt na gyud nato ang ilahang policing system. So, months before the period of Philippine independence, again, Philippine independence, under the regime of Revolutionary President Emilio Aguinaldo, the Spanish organized police force easily collapsed. So, na-collapse na tungod kay nakuha na nato ang independence nga atong pinakamatagal na hinihintay, mga himagsikan. So, a police system was organized to be a pseudo-military group capable of modification to suit the general military campaign and to inform the objectives of the revolutionary government. So, after the collapse of the Philippine revolutionary government, the Americans established an insular police force known as the Philippine Constabulary. So, Philippine Constabulary, that was the name before it was called Philippine National Police. Philippine Constabulary, you are only appointed. Mayon ka nga, ay kani si Cordapio kay dakog lawas taas kabalo ni siya murag kabalo ni siya mga mot inga na tan-aw na siya ang munay kuan sa police, a Philippine Constabulary before. That is again organized by the Americans, which became the institution for preserving peace, enforcing the law, and maintaining order. Under the support of the military authorities, the municipal force was inclined and subjective to military methods of organization and discipline since they were established along semi-military lines. So the municipal police become to existence as an appendage of the municipal government in camp towns. So on August 8, 1901, the PC or the Philippine Constabulary was inaugurated as an insular police force under the American regime. So on September 8, 1966, Republic Act 4864 was enacted known as the Police Act of 1966. So this law provided the legal guideline in undertaking at a national level reform which contributed to the improvement of police efficiency and performance. So to implement its objective, the National Police Commission was created. So diri na sa Republic Act na create ang kitawag na tuog NAPOLCOM. So during the martial law regime of President Ferdinand E. Marcos, the integrated National Police was organized by virtue of PD 765. PD means Presidential Decree 765. It was composed of the Philippine Constabulary as the nucleus and the INP forces as components under the Department of National Defense. So the Philippine Constabulary INP was established as a country's national police force during on August 8, 1975. Next, let's go with on December 13, 1990. So, unsa man pud ning naa sa December 13, 1990? Republic Act 6975 was enacted. So, mo ni ang first law nga gipasa nga ang atoang PNP is under with the DILG together with the tri-bureaus. Ang gitawag na to og tri-bureaus is or are the PNP, the Bureau of Fire Protection, and the BJMP, and the Philippine Public Safety College under a reorganized Department of the Interior and Local Government. The law paved the way for the achievement of a Philippine police force which is civilian in character, national in scope, as it is the mandate of the Philippine Constitution to promote peace and order, ensure public safety, and further strengthen local government capability aimed towards the effective delivery of the basic services to the citizenry through the establishment of a highly efficient and competent police force that is national in scope and civilian in character. Now let's go with the title of RA 6975 is an act establishing the Philippine National Police under a reorganized Department of the Interior and Local Government and for other purposes. Again, ang pinaka-highlight sa RA 6975 is kanang ang Philippine National Police is na under na siya sa DILG together with the tri-bureaus and the Philippine Public Safety College. So PPSC na dito ang mga courses sa anang mga officials bitaw kag senior leadership course na siya i-offer na siya dito sa Philippine Public Safety College. Now let's go with RA 8551. So, 'di ba ang first law is the RA 6975. So, it was amended to RA 8551 which entitled the PNP Reform and Reorganization Act of 1998 amended RA 6975, administered and controlled by a National Police Commission. So the Philippine National Police shall be a community and service-oriented agency responsible for the maintenance of peace and order and public safety. So the PNP shall be so organized to ensure accountability and uprightness in police exercise of discretion, as well as to achieve efficiency and effectiveness of its members and units in the performance of their functions. So also this law paved the way to establish the Internal Affairs Service, which is to police the police officer. So unsa man ang ayas kung naa kay mga administrative case or kanang mga cases nga in the course of your duty, so ang investigate ana is the IAS or the Internal Affairs Service. So after 8551, so there are only certain sections nga gikan sa RA 6975 nga gi-amend siya sa RA 8551. So on the other hand, Republic Act 9708 further increases the moral and welfare of the personnel of Philippine National Police. So sugod sa pagpasa ani nga balaod kaning RA 9708 na high mura sa gitawag og na high moral. Nganong na high moral man? Because this law removes all types of cases filed against the police officer in relation to the performance of the respective function. So unsa may, say for example, unsa may kanang example ana. So may makita ninyong example. So say for example, during the arrest, nabunog niya si katong iyang gidakop. Kay tungod man pud kay ni-resist ang katong gidakop. So during the RA 9708, kadtong mga gipangkasuhan ana na remove ang ilahang mga cases. So mo tong nakatawag sila og high moral. Commonly known as service-related cases, administratively, civilly, or criminally, be no longer a bar to their promotion. So RA 9708 also talks nga bisag na tungod kay giwala man ang, di ba, sa una dili ka pwede ma-promote kung naa pa kay mga civil or liable civil criminal cases nga naay kanang ni pasaka nimo. But during the passing of RA 9708, giwala na siya nga mga kaso, and that is no longer a bar nga pwede ka ma-promote. So this is a big leap to the roadmap of increasing the rights and upgrading the protection of the police officer. So that is the end of our discussion under Chapter 1. So next na po na to ang fundamental theories of police service. So again, police organization is makita na to or ma-trace back na to ang organized policing during the time of Emperor Augustus, mostly in Rome. And ang ato ang gibasihan for modern police force policing system is kanang naa sa England. Kanang gitawag na to og Frank Pledge system. So I hope I have shared with you something that would help you to understand the book, not just merely reading. So I also encourage you to read also the book. Mo galing natay libro para magbasa mo, and I hope nga maka-answer mo sa ato ang activities, sa akong activities nga gipang hatag. So see you on the next video for the next topic. So bye.